and a very warm welcome to It Is What It Is with Omoyo Favor the Captain. Thank you so much for your love towards the show. May the Lord do you well. I'm super excited to announce that you have already completed the first section of the series of the ancient dragon, that is sexual immorality. We'll be looking at the types of sexual immorality, then we go to the consequences of sexual immorality, and I'll confidently say that you have wrapped up the topic of sexual immorality. All in all, we give God the honor and glory for his grace and strength. Haijakuwa rahisi, but the hand of the Lord has taken us through. You can follow us on Facebook at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded, Instagram at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded, TikTok at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded, YouTube at Kingly Favor Studio. May the Lord do you well. We shall be looking at the types of sexual immorality because sexual immorality is a general term and you need to break down and find out what exactly are these types of sexual immorality that we should avoid in as far as our good Lord is concerned. But before we look at the types of immorality, we shall look at what triggers people to engage in the different types of immorality. You see, sexual immorality, we said, is a very ancient dragon. Sex is a legal ground in which the devil uses to capture people into his kingdom or to bring people into bondage. More often than not, the devil will not come to us akiwa kama devil. Anajua kujificha sana. He's very subtle. So he'll come to us in ways zenye ziko very hidden. And unless we turn spiritual or are very keen, tutajikuta tume-engage in sexual immorality, tukifikiria tu bado tuko on point, or tukifikiria tu the things we are doing are on point. So there are three things that trigger the types of sexual immorality. Number one, it is technology. Technology inarifaa kwa zile gadgets tunatumia, be it computers, be it laptops, be it our phones, iPad, tablets. Technology. The devil is using technology to enter us or trigger people to enter into the various types of sexual immorality. Uko tu kwa tablet yako, uko tu kwa phone yako, and something pops up. A nude woman pops up. A nude man pops up. Vitu tu funny, pornography ina pop up. So if you are not alert and if you have not trained yourself to be self-disciplined, because most of these things tunazitumianga tukiwa peke yetu. So if you don't have the discipline in yourself, nothing will stop you from going further to find out more about this nude woman, this nude man, this pornography site. Nothing will stop you. So that is one way shetani anatumia to enter into the types of sexual immorality. So technology is one way shetani anatumia. The other time I was listening to music and I was using a certain software or app. And this app, ukifungulia tu hivi, the first thing that pops up is something that is calling itself a calculator caller. Now this calculator caller tells you hide your photos and videos under the calculator. And I was wondering to myself, why do I need to hide my photos and videos under a calculator? So I want you to understand this. Zile vitu tu feature ni vitu ambazo hatutaki watu waone. So more often than not, hizi ni vitu tunaongea like vitu pornographic or vitu zenye like nude photos, something like that. Because why would you not want to expose your photos or videos kama ziko clean? And because shetani anajua sana ama watu sahi tumefika mali tumefika, sex is selling, sex is not a big deal. So unakuta, because they know that is what people want, they give you an app that will facilitate you to hide your nude photos or pornographic videos under a calculator. So mtu akichukua phone yako, laptop yako ama iPad ama tablet, akifungulia anaona calculator. But it's not a calculator. On the surface, it's looking like a calculator. But when you tap on it or you open it, inafunguka like a zip, and ikifunguka, now it gives you access to your pornographic photos or videos or whatever it is. That is how bad technology imekuwa. There are so many other apps that are being used to conflage immorality or pornographic sites or photos or videos. Na ndivyo nimesema, unless you're disciplined, nobody will come checking what you're doing on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, whatever it is. And so that is one way in which the devil anajua, if I use this channel, it will trigger people to enter into the various types of sexual immorality. Number two, it is the social media platforms. Nowadays, kila kitu inaandikwa on social media. All types of vulgar language, yani video chafu, yani there's watu hawajali, they don't care. They don't care, yani hakuna limit, yani it has become a way of life. Social media platforms, shetani anatake advantage sana. People are being used of the devil kuandika vitu zenye si poa on our social media platforms. Again, this calls for self-discipline. Kama huna discipline, utajikuta umeingia into the trap. And this will lead you into engaging into the various types of sexual immorality zenye tutaangalia later on. The other one is social networks. The people you hang out with will determine the kind of person you are going to become. If you hang out with the sexual immorals, hata wewe utakuwa hivyo, because they show you that sexual immorality is a normal thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It is fashionable. So at the end of the day, utajikuta umeingia into the various types of sexual immorality. So these are the three things that trigger the types of sexual immorality. Tumesema technology, social media platforms, and social networks. We should be very sensitive when we are dealing with these things, because if you are not careful, sooner or later utajikuta umeingia in one or the many types of sexual immorality. What does the Bible say about sexual immorality? Inasema, when it comes to the things of evil, let us be very childish. When it comes to the things that are not of God, tukue kama watoto, tukue naive, tukue innocent, tusitake kujua hizo mambo. Another thing, whatever thing is pure, whatever thing is just, whatever thing is noble, we should think about those things. That is the only way unaweza keep in check in a world that is contaminated. That is the only way you will keep away from the three ways that trigger the various types of sexual immorality. Jesus alisema, whoever looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her. Meaning, whatever thing you see kwa tablet yako, kwa social media platform, whatever it is gonna lead you to do that which you have seen. Haitakuwa ba already ushafanya, cause usha contemplate. And the world we're living in, it is so serious because our teenagers and youth wanna engage in sexual immorality. Now wanaona like it's a normal of life. Kissing, cuddling, caressing, making out to our teenagers and youth is just a normal thing. But that is what the devil is making them understand. It's a lie of the devil to make them think that it is proper. That is, it is old-fashioned if you don't engage in these things. But nataka nikwambie, or ama nikuulize, as a teenager out there, or as a youth, you engaging in kissing, hugging yenye, it is very intentional, leading to somewhere, cuddling, caressing. Okay, what do you want to achieve after all that? What is the end result of all that? You are taking a path that is leading you somewhere. Why should you take a path to a destination yenye wewe hutaki kwenda, ama to a destination yenye unajua hapo ukifika itakuwa tu ni kilio na huzuni and regrets? It is not worth it. But that is a lie of the devil. It is a deception that is being sold all over. Spirits are hovering all over after our children, the teenagers, the youths. Kuwashow ati hizi vitu ni proper. That if you don't engage in these things, you are old-fashioned. But I'm telling you, it is better to keep yourself in check kuliko kuregret later. Songs of Solomon inasema, do not arouse love until it is so desires. So, why should you engage in the kissing, cuddling, making out, hugging, all those things zenye zita leta a fire in you which you cannot quench, I think that is a path you don't want to take. I think that's a path which you should rethink before taking. Do not engage in these things, because hizi mambo, it is a starting point of a fire which hautaweza kuzima. Na kama unajua kabisa hii moto hautaweza kuzima, there is no point in starting that fire. Remember, do not arouse fire. Do not arouse love until it is so desires. Hii story nataka ni repeat tena. Kissing, caressing, cuddling, making out, hugging. It is not as innocent as it seems. We are going to look at the book of Genesis. Uone, you don't have to really engage in sexual intercourse ndio useme ati haujekosea. These are the pathways. Already tumesema, if you contemplate, you have already done it. So if you already engage in these things, you're halfway there and there's no excuse. So we are going to look at the book of Genesis. Genesis 26:8. When Isaac had been there for a long time, that is in Gerar, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife. Why did you say she's my sister?" Hii ni temenye Isaac alidanganya Abimelech that Rebekah ni sistake. So they lived evil for a long time. Abimelech akibelieve Rebekah ni sister Isaac, because that's the plot they made up. So siku moja Isaac akawa na Rebekah wife yake. So what happened? Isaac started caressing her. Abimelech akiwa mahali juu kwa dirisha akawaona. So he came down and said, "You lied to me. She is your sister. She is really your wife." Question is, if caressing is as simple or as innocent as it seems, what is it about caressing that made Abimelech come down na kuambia Isaac without being told that this is really your wife? So these things, caressing, kissing, cuddling, whatever it is, it really sends out a lot of signals in the spiritual world. Hakuna difference ya caressing and having sexual encounters. Hapa, Isaac did not have a sexual encounter with Rebekah. Ndio ati Abimelech akuja wambie, "So this is really your wife." No. Aliona Isaac akicaress Rebekah. So there is a way in which Isaac caressed Rebekah that suggested, this is not normal. Hapa iko kitu. And that is what made Abimelech come down and tell Isaac, "Really, this is not your sister. This can only be your wife." So kuna vitu zingine you engage in. The caressing, the kissing, the cuddling, the making out, that suggests a lot. So wewe ukijiambia unasema tu, it is a way of expressing love. It is a way of expressing affection. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's sending a lot of vibrations in the spiritual world. It is signaling, it's saying a lot. So every time you think doing these things is innocent, there's no harm in it. Remember Genesis 26:8-9. Abimelech did not see Isaac and Rebekah having sex. Abimelech saw Isaac caress Rebekah. And that was enough for him to know that Rebekah was actually Isaac's wife. So the next time you want to engage in these things, tafadhali, as a youth, as a teenager, be very careful. Unajiekea mtego yenye hautaweza kutoka. Our bodies are not made of wood. They are made of flesh. Do not trigger a fire that you're not going to be able to quench. Later on, tukiangalia the consequences of sexual immorality, we are going to look at a scripture yenye inasemanga you should flee from sexual immorality. Nobody is too strong for sexual immorality. The only remedy is for you to flee. So if the Bible is very categorical, Bible is saying me pray. There are situations that the Bible says pray about it, fast about it. Kemea. But in this particular one, when it comes to sexual immorality, there's nothing like speaking tongues. There's nothing like pray. Unaambiwa flee. Flee ni unatoka hapo mbio mbio, unakanyaga kubwa kubwa ukiondoka pale. because sexual immorality is no joke. So anything that the Bible tells you to flee from is serious. Na wewe unataka kuingia into that which the Bible is telling you to flee from. Do you want to tell me you have enough strength? Ama wewe uko na supernatural strength gani ya kudefine the odds za Bible zenye inasema we flee from? You want to enter into that. You cannot overpower it. Utajikuta uko kwa mashaka. And this does not only apply to the teenagers and even the youth. It also applies to even the young ladies, even the young men. Hata wale wako advanced in years na bado hawajaingia kwa ndoa. Wanafaa wakuwe very careful on in as far as their actions are concerned. For those who are dating, for those who are courting, be very, very careful. Their territories haufai kuingia. Keep your distance until the right time. And learn to say no. Learn to speak out about things you're not comfortable in or with. Do not compromise. Because if you do, utajikuta ume enter into the types of sexual immorality that we shall be looking at. Another thing that our teenagers, our youths, and the young people are engaging in is erotic dances. Hata hizo, by the way, it is entertainment. Inaweza kani entertainment on the physical, but in the spiritual ni signals mobs inasendiwa. Yani wewe as a lady, you are in a skimpy dress, and you're going to sit on the laps of a man, and you're performing dances on the lap of a man in the name of entertainment. Okay, unafikiria hiyo dancing itaishia wapi? Wengine, they are doing pole dancing and they are thinking it's okay, ati we are not in a club, we are not stripping, we are safe, we are just dancing. Zingine dances, zingine tunaona in televisions, in clubs, they are not, okay, to them it's entertaining, to them it's fine, it's cool. But those are the erotic dances that are going to lead you into the types of sexual immorality. Those are the dances we should avoid. We all know what you are talking about. Those erotic dances, please. Youth, my teenagers, even the young people who are not married, or even those ones that are advanced in age na bado wajeolewa na wajeowa, please keep away from erotic dances as well. Those are the hidden ways in which zitakuingiza tu into types of sexual immorality. Ukiona tu kama ni mchezo. Just move away from those things. That is all I had for you today. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. YouTube at Kingly Favor Studio, Instagram at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded, TikTok at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded, Facebook at Kingly Favor Studio Reloaded. Join me next time as we look at the types of sexual immorality that we should avoid. It is what it is. So long. God bless you.